So how attractive was Joseph Stalin, really? Welcome back to LookLogix, everyone. Today I'll assess the facial harmony of Joseph Stalin. This is more in his prime. Fortunately, I was able to find some suitable photos from him a little younger. So we'll be able to see a younger harmony rating, basically all his measurements of his bone structure, his eye spacing, ear spacing, how far they protrude, his forehead width, his temple bitemporal width, his jaw, all these measurements that have to do with his harmony. So not including his dimorphism, his voice, his height, his status, things like that. So we'll find out how attractive he really was with his harmony. Let's start with the front view ratios. I've mapped his face landmarked on faceiq Labs. With his front, his lowest score is his lower third, which is a 2.17 out of 10. Honestly, not too bad of a front profile, guys. Face width to height ratio is a 3.57 out of 10. Pretty bad as well. Ear protrusion angle is a 4.91 out of 10. So they do protrude a little farther out. You could use like an autoplasty to reduce that, and it's a semi-permanent fix. Top third is a 5.44 out of 10. That's not bad, honestly. This is surprising, actually. His forehead is shorter than his longer lower third. You can see how much his face elongates. Looks kind of stretched like a pickle, or like more like a cucumber. And you'll see how his forehead is slightly, the top third being so much shorter. This is actually quite uncommon because I see a lot of people with large foreheads, but not really small foreheads. I do see a few, but they're more like Mexicans who have much better hair genes or hair genetics. So this is a interesting score. The cheekbone height is a 6 out of 10, 6.01. So he has medium set cheekbones. His eye aspect ratio is a 5.71 out of 10. Let's move over to some more interesting scores. His deviation of ipsilateral alar angle and jaw frontal angle is a 8.63 out of 10. That's really good. Slightly uneven, but this is the landmarking I did, so that's more on me. The neck width is ideal, if it actually is that. It just depends on the photos I could find. It does seem pretty accurate, though. His lateral canthal tilt is definitely a 10. He has nice positively tilted canthals in his eyes. And then his chin to philtrum ratio is also 10 out of 10. Eyebrow low-settedness definitely has low-set eyebrows. They're slightly thin, though, and not symmetrical. His nose to position is, I was thinking it was going to be this. A 10 out of 10 is this, one of his top scores. It's just ideal. His mouth corner position is also an ideal, and overall a pretty attractive looking front profile. By the way, guys, if you want to use this app for yourself, I actually have 20% off for all of you with the code LookLogix. So I'll put a link in the description and the comment section if you want to check out. It's actually a really good deal, and it's only from my code. So let's move over to the side ratios though. With his low scores for his side, Joseph Stalin gets recession relative to his Frankfurt plane. So on this flat bar here, we can see there's definitely a lot of lower jaw recession. And just changing this would boost his side profile up profoundly, like really, really high. It's not even a 1. And how much farther, like a bimaxillary osteotomy, something like that. It's a bimax surgery or double jaw surgery. That would really be beneficial. A nasolabial angle is a 2.11 out of 10. Not ideal. Nose tip rotation angle. So a lot of out of the ideal ranges here. Nasofrontal angle, not too bad. Definitely a little bit of a grinchy face. Kind of looks like, I don't know, when I see this, I kind of think of coffee and like some toxic those black little specks. I think it may just be from the monochrome photo, but when the coffee becomes like little speckles and it's black in the bottom of the cup, and you just look down and like it's all burnt coffee. That's all in the bottom. It's just kind of like a little mug. And it gets stained, and then like, you're washing it out after you finished, and it just doesn't come out. That's kind of what his side profile reminds me of. His front profile is a little better. His front profile kind of reminds me of like a little person who has a stick on their shoulder and it's tied with a little hanky chief. Has to be red. Yeah, a hanky chief, not a handkerchief. Or a handkerchief. And like a bum, you know? Like a trained bum. And he looks kind of Indian in this, honestly. Like a ding, a ding, a ding, a ding, a ding, a ding. Like that type of Indian. And it may be from the long face and then the hair for sure. Indians have quite nice hair genetics, commonly, most of them. So this is definitely a very Indian looking face, honestly, to me. But he was in Georgia, if that information is actually true. Overall, yeah, this is the front and side ratio. Let's actually see what his score is from a 0 to 10. So Joseph Stalin gets a 5.82 out of 10. It's a good harmony, top 27%, about 1 in 3.7 people. This is actually really good. His front view gets a top 16% at 6.17 out of 10. His side view gets slightly lower at 5.21. So definitely an above average face in his prime. This would be in his near prime. And overall pretty good. Definitely a little less recession from better food in his era, like the steak tartare and things that were common in that European area. Overall pretty good. We'll see his key strengths and weaknesses. Ideal jaw width, the ideal or balanced nasal profile, ideal mouth width, ideal forehead width, ideal eye tilt, well-positioned eyebrows, well-contoured orbital region, ideal neck width, ideal forehead slope, well-projected nose, excellent nose width. And these are pretty good, and I'll scroll through the rest and you can pause if you want to check them out. Then his areas of improvement, lastly, are his mandibular recession, lower jaw is set back, creating a less prominent chin and an unbalanced profile, under projected chin. So yeah, it's really what's holding him back the most. Droopy nose as well. Okay, long lower third, yeah. Medium set cheekbones, protruded ears. Pretty accurate analysis, honestly, but I would say the number one thing holding him back is this recession on the under jaw right here. And then his ears splaying out far right here. Those would be his top two. So there are definitely some things you could do if you have a similar face to this. And that's why I suggest using faceiq Labs. Once again, I have a code for 20% off. Make sure you use my referral code LookLogix, and I'll put the link in the description and the pinned comment. Thank you all for watching. If you want me to rate anyone else, just put a comment in. I'm getting a lot of suggestions now, so I'll try to get them done, or I will get them done, but it may take a little bit of time. I'll see you in the next video.